Dear student, today we are going to discuss very interesting topic, how to find the domain and range of the different functions. Okay, so at least one questions they will ask in JEE Main. Okay, you have to be thorough in this chapter. Okay, so what is mean by domain? What is mean by range? Let us discuss about it, right? So for example, if I take a function from real number to real number, okay, let's take f of x is equal to x square plus 1. You can see here, this is your x-axis, this y-axis. So we already discussed that what is mean by function. Okay, so x-axis you consider input, the y-axis you consider output, right? Y-axis, right? So where the x values lies, that is the domain. You just domain means is defined value. For example, if you take f of x equal to 1 by x, so you can see put x equal to 0, it is not defined. So you cannot include in the domain, right? The domain is the collection of all the x values which is defined 1. But you can take here x square plus 1, you can take any real number, it will be defined. Okay, so how to draw the graph of this x square? You can see this is your parabola, y is equal to x square. Just you have to shift 1 units up, right? This is your graph of y is equal to x square plus 1. So from the graph only we can identify what is the domain. The domain, you can see it is covered complete x-axis, therefore domain of f is what? Real number. Okay, you can see the range of it, where the y values lies. You can see the graph is not covering the below x-axis, right? So you can see it start from 0 to 1. So therefore range is 1 to infinity. Clear? Okay, suppose if you have the function, different function is there, we can add the two functions, multiply two functions, subtract the two functions, you divide the two functions, right? How to find the resultant of that function is there, no? Addition and subtraction, multiplication, division. How to find the domain of that? Okay, let us discuss that one by one. So first, if you have the function, the first thing is, suppose if you have the function like f of x, square root of f of x, how to define the, how to find the domain here? So first you have to understand, under the square root something is there is always greater than or equal to 0. Why? Because if it is less than 0, if it is included, it is not a real number solution. So real number is, because if I take x square plus 1 equal to 0, x square is equal to minus 1, x equal plus r minus square root of minus 1. This is does not belongs to real number. We are collecting only real numbers. So therefore the f of x should be greater than or equal to 0. Suppose if you have the function like this, square root of f of x. So how to define this? So only define f of x should be strictly greater than 0. Because if you put 0 here, f of x 0, then 1 by 0 is not defined. Domain means just you collecting the all the defined input values, right? Okay, fine. Let me take another example. So 1 by f of x is there. So this case, if you put 0, 1 by 0 is not defined. So therefore we can say that f of x is not equal to 0. Other than that, every value will be defined. Any real number you can take, it will be defined. Okay, so let's take fourth one. You can take f1, f2 plus so on fn, or plus or minus you can take. Addition of n function or subtraction of n functions you take. Let fn, the domain of, let domain of f1, f2 to fn be d1, d2, dn respectively. You can take Then what is the domain of the resultant? Addition, subtractions, right? After that, what is the domain of, let us take this is suppose g of x, addition or subtraction or whatever it is. The domain of g of x will be the intersection of all these corresponding domains d3 so on dn. Clear? This will work for product also, f1 into f2 into up to fn also. Clear? Suppose if there is a n number of function is there, how to find out the product domain? Suppose each function have domain. Let us take f1 domain is d1, f2 domain is d2, so on, fn domain is dn. How to find the domain of the product of all n functions? Just you take individual domain and then take the intersection of all the things, that is the resultant domain. Okay, and addition subtraction is also true. Then what about the division? Division, you can see when you come to the division, suppose h of x you can take, this is f of x by g of x. Suppose f domain, let's take d1, and g domain you can take d2. What is the domain of the h of x, the ratio of the two functions? The domain of h of x will be d1 intersection d2, but you have to remove one case. Which one is g of x equal to 0? That means you have to remove x such that g of x equal to 0. That case you have to remove it, because if g of x 0, it is not defined. So we have to collect the defined value only, that is the domain. Understand? Okay, fine. So next is you can see next concept is, let us take NCR is there. NCR. Okay, this is fifth one. NCR is there, or NPR is there, right? So NPR. So what is the condition is required? You can see. So the first observation, n should not be 0, right? N should be greater than or equal to 1, right? And then second thing, so R would be 0 to n. R may be 0, but n should not be 0. So this is the condition for the permutation and combinations kind of problem. Okay. But one thing you have to observe that n should be always greater than or equal to R. It should not be, right? So R should not be more than that n. So R should be equal to n or less than that. Understand? Okay. Clear? Okay. So next is how to find the range of the function. The range of the functions. Just you can see where the y values lies. Let's take A to B. So this is the range. The same way, how we are finding the domain? Domain is just collecting the defined value. The same way you are collecting the defined y values. That's the range. Where the y values lies, that is the range. Where the x values lies, that is the domain. Clear? Okay. So let us take a simple example. Suppose f of x equal to x square plus 2x plus 3 is there. How to find the range of this function? You can see first observation is you have to make into the perfect square. How to make into perfect square? Whatever the x coefficient is there, you can see x coefficient is then divided by 2. What will get? X plus 1 whole square is your expansion, right? X square plus 1 plus 2x. So x plus 1 whole square plus 1 is sent to the left side, x square plus 2x. Now we need x square plus 2x plus 3 is required. You can add 3 on both sides. X plus 1 whole square minus 1 plus 3 is equal to x square plus 2x plus 3. Then x plus 1 whole square plus 2 is equal to x square plus 2x plus 3. Clear? So therefore, y you can write as x plus 1 whole square. This is y, right? X plus 1 whole square plus 2. But you know that x plus 1 whole square is always greater than 0. Got it? Greater than 0. You can add plus 2 on both sides. X plus 1 whole square plus 2 is greater than 2. This is equal to y, you know. Y is greater than 2. Therefore, the range is y belongs to 2 to infinity. Okay. I hope everyone understand. Let me take one more example. Let's take f of x equal to, let's take x square divided by 1 plus x. How to find the range of this function? So whenever this kind of question is there, you have to keep it, this is y, then you cross multiply y into 1 plus x is equal to x square, right? So then you can multiply here, y plus xy minus x square is equal to 0, right? Now you have to multiply by minus 1 on both sides. What will get? X square minus xy minus y is equal to 0. Now we need only the real solutions, right? So which idea we can apply? We can use the discriminant idea. Discriminant, when discriminant is greater than or equal to 0, we can find the real solutions of the quadratic equations. You have to see here, this is a quadratic equation in terms of x, but you can keep y as a constant here. Understand? So what is a here? 1. What is b is minus y. What is c is minus y. Just to understand this, x square minus xy minus y. Yes, correct. So you can equate, you can use the discriminant is greater than 0. So that means minus y whole square minus 4 into 1 into minus y is greater than 0. Clear? So any doubt is there? Yes. So y square, so you can see minus into minus plus 4y, correct? 4y is greater than 0. So you can take y common. So is it correct? Plus 4y. Y if you take common, y plus 4 is greater than 0. Clear? Yes. I hope everyone understand, right? So now you can use the wavy curve method. If you don't have any idea about wavy curve method, you just watch my one-shot video, right? You can see here. So critical point here is minus 4 and 0, right? Then you can see y if you take y plus 4 is correct. So y square is plus 4y. Yes, everything is correct, right? So you can see you start with a positive, negative, the positive. So y belongs to, we need the range. The product of two expression is greater than 0. Therefore, y belongs to minus infinity to minus 4. Minus 4 included or not? Included. Yes, minus 4. Union 4 to, no, 0 to infinity. 0 also included. This is your range. I hope everyone understand how to find the range of this kind of question. Just you can use the discriminant idea, right? Okay. So let me start with a simple example. let's take f of x equal to square root of x minus 1 plus square root of 7 minus x, right? 7 minus x you can take. I hope everyone understand the question. How to find the domain? Find the domain of f. Okay, so domain of f is what? You already discussed that under the square root something is there is always greater than 0, right? X minus 1 is greater than 0, and here is what? 7 minus x also greater than 0. So x is greater than 1 and x7 is greater than or equal to x, correct? Just adding plus x on both sides, that is x is less than 7. Now let us take this is 1, this is 2, take the intersection of these two. Okay, what's the intersection? From 1 and 2, 1 and 2, you can see here 1, it will be more than 1 or included. Clear? Next is 7 here, is less than 7. Okay, so which is common here? So whenever the addition is there, you have to take a domain for each of the function and take the intersection of it. What will get? You can see this is your common domain. Therefore, x belongs to 1 to 7 is your domain. Clear? Any doubt is there? Okay. Let me take another question. F of x equal to square root of x minus 3 divided by, the next you can take x square minus 9x, x square minus 9x plus 20 you can take, x square minus 9x plus 20. Clear? So this question, how to find the domain, here you can see the ratio of these two expression is there, right? Already know that if find the domain means under the square root is always greater than or equal to 0. So you can take that one. Okay, x minus 3 is greater than 0, and one more denominator you can see 1 by f of x is there. F of x never be 0, right? So x square minus 9x plus 20 is not equal to 0. So that means x is greater than or equal to 3, and so the product is 20, the sum is minus 9. So you can see 5 into 4 we can write, minus 5 minus 4 we can write. Clear? Yes. So you can write x minus 5 into x minus 4 is not equal to 0. Therefore, x is not equal to 4 or 5. Clear? So we need to take the intersection of these two things because the division of these two expression is there. Okay, so you can see here is 3, it is 3 or more than 3, and then after that you can see you have to not include it. So 4 to 5 means what? 4 and 5 is not included. You have to take any other real number other than 4 and 5. So this is 4 and 5 here. So x belongs to minus infinity to 4, then 4 to 5, and then 5 to infinity. So the whole expression which is common, you can see the which is common. What is the meaning here? X belongs to or minus 4 and 5. That is the defined value, right? Except 4 and 5. So the green color and white color which is common. So this is only common, right? This is only common. So therefore x belongs to, so 3 is included or not? If it is 3 included, what will happen? So 3, 0 is no issue, right? 3 to 4, 4 is not included, union. 4 to 5. 5 included or not? Not included, right? Union 5 is not included now. 5 to infinity. This is your domain. Or you can write 3 to infinity. You have to remove 4 and 5. Or you can write x belongs to 3 to infinity. Remove the 4 and 5. This is also correct. I hope everyone understand, right? Okay. So next you have to understand the basics functions. You can see the modulus function you take. Domain you can take any real number, but range is 0 to infinity. But when you take sine function, you have to remember sine and cos. They will ask question from the sine. The sine is a function from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and the range is minus 1 to 1. So there only 1 to 1 correspondence will exist because the inverse possible, no? Then sine inverse will be minus 1 to 1 to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. The same way the cos will be 0 to pi minus 1 to 1, and then cos inverse will be minus 1 to 1 to 0 to pi. You already know this kind of things. But when you are taking the domain, sine inverse something is there. That should be fall in minus 1 to 1. Sine inverse of x is there. X will be minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Sine of x is there. So x would be minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Sine inverse of x is there. X would be minus 1 to 1. Cos of something is there. X should be 0 to pi. Cos inverse of something is there. So here you have to see, if I take x here, so cos inverse of x is there, something is there. That x is always minus 1 to 1, right? But when you take the range, cos inverse of x will be fallen 0 to pi. The same way, sine inverse of x if you are taking means this x is there, no? X will be always minus 1 to 1. But sine inverse x will be fallen where it's minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. This is a range of the function. Okay. And then greatest integer function, domain any real number you take, but range is whole integer. And then when you take fractional part functions, any real number take, but range is what? 0 to 1. Open interval 0 to 1 only is possible. Clear? Okay. So let me take one more example. Let's take a sine inverse of, log x base 2 you can take. Clear? So how to find the domain of this? Let's take this as y. So where it is defined, sine inverse x. Sine inverse x, here x is there, no? In the place of x, which one is there? Log x base 2 is there. So definitely x is there means x will be fall in minus 1 to 1. The same way, the log x base 2 will be from minus 1 to 1. So we need to understand the logarithmic and exponential functions here. So you can see the logarithmic function, you can see this is your logarithmic function. It is passing through 1, 0. But when you take exponential function, it is passing through 0, 1. It will be like this. So y is equal to x is the mirror, right? This is, we already discussed that exponential and logarithm functions, right? So when you are taking the logarithmic function, the log x base a, the first condition, the x should be greater than 0. You can see the log function, this is your y is equal to log x base a, this is y is equal to a power x. So you can see the input will not be negative because you can see it is passing through 1, 0. It will not cross the negative x-axis. And second observation, a is not equal to 0, right? A should be greater than 0 and a is not equal to 1, right? These condition is, you have to remember, right? Understand? So here the log x base 2 is there. So we need to find x is the domain. How to remove the log base 2? We already discussed the same logic here. Suppose if I take 2, you consider the base 2 as the operator. If you take x is the input, the output is 2 power x. Okay. Then what operation you can take? It will be reverse. Let's take base 2 means log base 2. Base 3 means log base 3. You have to take the operations. Then you have to see 2 power x is the input. The output should be x. Let's see how it will be. Log base 2 is your operator. Your input is what? 2 power x. Now, the log 2 base 2 value is what? 1, right? So, 1 into x is x. So, therefore, if 2 is there, log 2 is the inverse. 3 is there, log base 3 is the inverse. E is there, log base E is the inverse. Understand? So, here we need to remove the log base 2. So, which is the inverse of the log base 2, right? Okay. So, what we can do? Minus 1 less than the log x base 2 less than 1. So, you can rising 2 on both sides. 2 power minus 1 less than. So, 2 power log 2 value is what? 2 power log base 2 it's 1, right? Because these two are inverse each other, right? So, x less than 2 power 1. So, 2 power minus 1 is what? 1 by 2 is less than x less than or equal to 2. Therefore, x belongs to the closed interval 1 by 2 to 2 is your domain. Clear? Okay. So, let me take one simple question. Just I will remove this portion here. Okay, suppose f of x equal to 1 by square root of, let us take mod x minus x, right? Mod x minus x you can take. Then how to find the domain here? We already discussed that if denominator some expression is there, it should not be 0, and under the square root something is there, it should be greater than or equal to 0, but denominator is there strictly greater than 0, right? Okay, therefore mod x minus x is greater than 0. So what values of x it will be satisfied? You can say mod x should be greater than x. That means x should be, that means what? Mod x should be, so how to rewrite this one? So which is the larger here? Mod x is larger, right? X should be less than mod x we can say, right? Okay. So which value can take, so it will be completely defined. Suppose if you take x is positive, right? Then what will get? If x is positive means x greater than x, right? X greater than x means what? X minus x, right? This is true or not? If x is greater than 0, so x greater than x, this is true or not? It is not true, because 0 greater than 0, it's not possible, right? If x is less than 0, you can take. If x is less than 0 means, you can see here, the mod x is what? X or minus x? Minus x, right? Minus x greater than 0. Then minus 2x is greater than 0. We need to multiply by negative 1. Then you'll get x is, less than 0. Just you multiply 1 by 2 and then you can multiply by negative 1. The inequality will be changed, right? Okay, so therefore, when x is less than 0, it will be work. X less than 0. Therefore, x belongs to minus infinity to 0. 0 it is not included, right? This is a domain. So, which values of x is defined? If you take suppose minus 1. Mod minus 1 is 1. 1 minus of minus 1, it is plus 1. Plus 1, here is 2 will come, right? X is defined. So therefore, the domain of this function is what? Minus infinity to 0, right? Okay, fine. Let me take next page. Let us discuss the past year paper. So domain of the function, you can see, we already discussed that if there is addition of these two functions, one is logarithmic, one is inverse function, sine inverse. The first observation you can see, the log base e, log x base e, when it is defined, when x is greater than 0. Second thing is, the base is greater than 0 and the base is not equal to 1 and the base is strictly, so not equal to 0 also, right? Base is not equal to 0, right? That is the definition of the logarithm, right? Okay, let us take here, input here is what? 2x minus 3 divided by 5 plus 4x. First you find the domain of logarithm and then find the domain of sine inverse, right? Okay. So here is the first observation is what? 2x minus 3 divided by 5 plus 4x should be strictly greater than 0. Okay. Because logarithm, the input will not be negative, right? Okay, so then how to solve this one? You can see, you can use the Waviko method. 2x minus 3 divided by 4x plus 5, right? 4x plus 5 is strictly greater than 0. What are the critical point here? Just you can equate to 0. 3 by 2, one critical point, minus 4 by 5. Sorry, minus 5 by 4, right? And then 3 by 2. So 4x plus 5 equal to 0. Then x will be minus 5 by 4. So 2x minus 3 equal to 0, 3 by 2. So you have to see the whole real number. You have to break into less than minus 4, minus 5 by, less than minus 5 by 4, minus 5 by 4 to plus 3 by 2, more than 3 by 2. So you can use Waviko method, no, all are linear only. If you don't have any idea about Waviko method, you can watch my one shot video, right? Start with the positive, because odd power change the sign, it's negative. So again, odd power change the sign, positive. So we need the greater than 0. So therefore, x belongs to minus infinity to minus 5 by 4. Minus 5 by 4 should not be included. If it is included, denominator will be 0. So it's not defined. Union, so 3 by 2 is included or not included, because the ratio is strictly greater than 0, right? So 3 by 2 infinity, this is the first one, right? The second one you can see, student, second one, sine inverse. Why we are not checking the base here? The base is e, it is more than, right, more than 1, right? And it is never be 0, this is not equal to 1, therefore, so no need to think about the base e here, right? Okay, let us discuss the sine inverse domain. You know, the sine inverse is a function from minus 1 to 1 to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So the domain will be completely fall in minus 1 to 1, right? So therefore 4 plus 3x divided by 2 minus x is completely fall in minus 1 to 1, right? Clear? Okay, you can do this one. You have to split the interval. Whenever some expression is between the two number is there, you have to divide this interval and take the intersection, right? First you have to split this one. So 4 plus 3x by 2 minus x is greater than minus 1, and 4 plus 3x divided by 2 minus x is less than or equal to 1. Then you can send the minus 1 to the left side. So 4 plus 3x by 2 minus x plus 1 is greater than 0, and 4 plus 3x by 2 minus x minus 1 is less than or equal to 0. Clear? Now you have to find the x value and then take the intersection of these two things, right? Let me take another page. The first one is what? 4 plus 3x, right? So 4 plus 3x divided by 2 minus x. You just to take the LCM, right? So 2 minus x, right? 2 minus x. Just you can write. So 2 minus x plus 1 is greater than 0. Plus 1 is greater than 0. And the second one here is, okay, sorry. Second one is 4 plus 3x divided by 2 minus x is less than or equal to minus 1. That means minus 1 less than 0, right? Check it once again. Yes, correct. Now you can solve this quickly. 4 plus 3x plus 2 minus x divided by 2 minus x is greater than 0. Just I am taking the LCM, right? So here 4 plus 3x minus 2 minus into minus plus x divided by 2 minus x is less than 0. Then 3x minus x is what? 2x. 4 plus 2, 6, right? Divided by, you take minus common out, x minus 2 is greater than 0. Because whenever the factor is there, you have to write the expression x minus something. If it is 2 minus something or 5 minus something is there, you have to take out minus, right? Then here 3x plus x is 4x. So this is 4x. 4 minus 2, it is plus 2 divided by minus, if you take common, so x minus 2, right? It is less than 0. So now you can see minus is there in denominator, you have to multiply by negative 1. Then 2x plus 6 divided by x minus 2 is less than 0. And here minus is there, you have to multiply by minus 1. Then 4x plus 2 divided by x minus 2 is greater than 0. Now you can use the wavy curve method. What are that? Minus 2x plus 6 equal to 0. 2x plus 6 equal to 0 means x is equal to minus 6 by 2. That is minus 3. Right? So minus 3 and 2. Minus 3 and 2 here. And then here, so critical point here is 4x plus 2 equal to 0. 4x equal to minus 2 and x equal to minus 2 by 4. That is minus 1 by 2. So minus 1 by 2. Here is plus 2, right? These are the critical points, right? Now you can use the wavy curve method. Start with a positive. So all are odd power, change the sign. So negative and then positive. So we need x belongs to, the ratio is less than 0 is required. So x belongs to, so minus 3 you can include, there is no issue. Less than or equal to 0 only is there. But 2 should not include, right? So minus 3 is included and 2 is not included. If 2 is included, denominator will be 0. Okay, then here, start with a positive and negative and then positive. Correct? Because all are linear power. So the ratio is greater than 0 is required. Therefore, x belongs to minus infinity to minus 1 by 2. 1 by 2 include or not? If I included, so numerator is 0, there is no issue. Is included. Union, 2 is not included. 2 to infinity. Now you have to take the intersection of these two things, right? Let's take, this is your, so before question you can see, this is first one, no? This is, you can take second one and third one. Take intersection of 2 intersection with a 3. You can do it. What will get? The first one here is minus 3 to 2, minus 3 here and 2 here. So minus 3 is included and 3 is not included. Fine. Next one is what? Minus infinity to minus 1 by 2. Let's take here minus 1 by 2. Minus 2 to infinity. Minus infinity to minus 1 by 2. Minus 1 by 2 is included, right? Okay. And then 2 to infinity. 2 to infinity. So the whole thing which is common here, you can see, student, which is common. The whole thing is common. X belongs to minus 3 is included, right? Minus 3 included, minus 3 to minus 1 by 2 also included. This is your common domain of the second and third, right? Let's take, this is your fourth one. Now, you can see the first function is logarithm. That is first equation. Second one is domain is what? Minus 3 to minus 1 by 2. Now you have to take the intersection of 1 intersect with the 4. Let me take another color. You can see here the first one. What is the first one here? Minus infinity to minus 4, 5 by 4. And minus infinity to minus 5 by 4 you can take here. And then 3 by 2 to infinity, 3 by 2 you can take here. 3 by 2 is not included, right? 3 by 2 is not included. Minus 5 by 4 also not included. Okay, this is the first one. Next one, you can see minus 3. So definitely this is minus 1 point something. So definitely minus 3 would be somewhere here. And then minus 1 by 2. Okay. Minus 1 by 2 you can see here where it is. Minus 1 point something will be there. No, definitely here, right? Minus 1 by 2 here, right? So this one, right? The whole things you can see these two things which is common. So definitely the common thing you can see here, this is your common thing, right? So therefore x belongs to minus 3 is included, and then 5 by 4. Minus 5 by 4 is not included. This is your complete domain of the sum of these two functions. Okay. So therefore here alpha is what? Alpha is minus 3, and then beta here is what? Minus 5 by 4. Minus 5 by 4. So what they are asking actually? Alpha square plus 4 times beta they are asking. Alpha square plus 4 times beta. So alpha here is what? Minus 3 whole square plus 4 times beta minus 5 by 4. So this is 9 plus 4 cancel. It is minus 5. The answer will be 9 minus 5. That will be 4 is your answer. I hope everyone understand, right? Okay, we'll go for the next question. How to find the range of these functions? You can see here range of these functions, right? Let us take this is y. 5 minus x divided by x square plus, not plus, minus 3x plus 2. Just you cross multiply. What will get? X square minus 3x plus 2 into y is equal to 5 minus x, right? So you can multiply inside x square y minus 3xy plus 2y minus 5 plus x is equal to 0. Now you can see, student, this is x square y, then x coefficient you can see. What is the x coefficients? Plus x if you take common, 1 minus 3y. Here is x is there. Here x is there. If you take x out, 1 minus 3y. Then plus 2y minus 5 is equal to 0. So we already discussed that how to find the range of this function, this kind of situation. What you can do, just you can take, what you have to do, just use the discriminant method. Discriminant you can take. We need to find the real solutions of the quadratic equation in terms of x, right? Here, so what is a here? Y. What is b? 1 minus 3y. And c is 2y minus 5. Then you can use the discriminant. Discriminant is greater than 0 for real solution. For real solutions. So what is that? 1 minus 3y whole square b square minus 4ac. A here is what? Y. C is what? 2y minus 5 is greater than or equal to 0. Now you can expand this 1 plus 9y square minus 2 into 3 minus 6y. Now you have to multiply 4 into 2 is minus 8y square, minus 8y square, then minus into minus plus 20y is greater than 0. Clear? 1 plus 9y square minus 6y minus 8y square plus 20y. Yes, correct. So 9y square minus 8y square is what? This is y square. And then here is minus 6y plus 20y. That will be 14y, right? 14y plus 1 is greater than 0. Clear? So now you can solve this equation. So y is equal to minus b minus 14. You just check it once again. 9y minus 8, it's y square, minus 6y plus 20 is 14, correct? Plus 1, yes, correct. Minus b plus r minus square root of b square is what? So 14 square. So 14 into 14, how much it will be? 196, right? (196) minus 4 into a. What is a is 1 and c also 1 divided by, so 2. So y is equal to minus 14 plus or minus the square root of 196 minus 4, that is 192 you can write. Clear? Then how to write, student? Divided by 2, right? Square root of 192, how to write? 192, you can see this is 16 into, how to write here? 32 or so 8, no? 64 into 3, you can see. 64 into 3, you can check it here. Yes, correct. Is possible. So therefore, the square root of 64, how to write? 8 root 3 you can write. So this one you can write minus 14 plus or minus 8 root 3 divided by 2. Right? So what is your y value? You can see next page, you can see. So y is equal to minus 14 plus or minus 8 root 3 by 2. 8 root 3 by 2. So if I take minus, or you can take 2 common out, minus 7 plus 4 root 3 by 2, right? 2 cancel. So this is the factor here. So which is the factor? The solution here is what? Y is equal to minus 7 plus 4 root 3 and minus 7 minus 4 root 3. These are the solution. Then if it is solution means how to write in the factor form? So y minus minus 7 plus 4 root 3 into y minus minus 7 minus 4 root 3 greater than or equal to 0, right? So we need that only, no? The whole expression is greater than or equal to 0 only required. Now you can see, you can use the wavy curve method. Okay. So what are the critical point here? Minus 7 minus 4 root 3 here, then here minus 7 plus 4 root 3 is there. You can start with a positive and negative, then positive. Positive, negative, positive. Therefore, the y belongs to, we need the product of expression is what? Greater than 0. Therefore, y belongs to, so you have to start from here. Minus infinity to minus 7 minus 4 root 3, right? Union minus 7 plus 4 root 3 to infinity. Clear? Now, what is in the form you can, the given, you can see here it is minus infinity to alpha and beta to infinity. So, here it is greater than or equal to 0 is there, you have to include this. Include this. Right? Yes, include this. Therefore, alpha here is what? Alpha is minus 7 minus 4 root 3 and beta here is minus 7 plus 4 root 3. Clear? Okay, fine. Then what they're asking actually, alpha square plus beta square asking. So then how to rewrite this one? Alpha square plus beta square. You can write alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha beta you can write. So what is alpha plus beta? You can see minus 7 minus 4 root 3 plus minus 7 plus 4 root 3 whole square minus 2 into, so minus 7 minus 4 root 3 into minus 7 plus 4 root 3. Okay. So now you can see, student. So minus 4 root 3 plus 4 root 3 cancel. Minus 7 minus 14 whole square minus 2 into a minus b into a plus b you can write. So minus 7 whole square minus 4 root 3 whole square we can write. A square minus b square. This is minus 14 whole square is what? 196 minus 2 into minus 7 square is 49. So 4 root 3 square. 4 square is what? 16. Root 3 square is 3. So 16 into 3 is what? 48, right? Yes. Therefore, 196 minus 2 into 1, the answer would be, so 196 minus 2 is what? 194 is your answer. I hope everyone understand, right? We'll go for the next question. You can see, student, that the domain of the function is cos inverse of 4x plus 5 divided by 3x minus 7. That is in the form of alpha beta, and the domain of g of x is given to you this way. So we need to find this answer, right? How to find out this first observation? You can see cos inverse of 4x, cos inverse of 4x plus 5 divided by 3x minus 7. So what is the domain of the cos inverse? So minus 1 to 1, right? Definitely. So domain here is what? 4x plus 5 by 3x minus 7 is from minus 1 to 1, right? Now, whenever some expression is between the two number is there, what you can do? Just you break the interval, right? So 4x plus 5 divided by 3x minus 7 is greater than minus 1, and 4x plus 5 divided by 3x minus 7 minus 1 less than 0, right? So we can write like this. So therefore this one, if 4x plus 5 by 3x minus 5, so 3x minus 7 plus 1 is greater than 0, and this one you can simplify. 4x plus 5 divided by 3x minus 7 is minus 1 less than 0. Now you can simplify this one quickly. So 4x plus 5, you can see you take the LCM, right? Plus 3x minus 7 divided by 3x minus 7 is greater than 0. And here, so 4x plus 5, so minus 1 into 3x minus 3x, minus 1 into minus 7 plus 7 divided by 3x minus 7 is less than or equal to 0. Whenever the constant is right side is sent to the left side and take the LCM, right? So here 4x plus 3x is 7x, 5 minus 7 is minus 2 divided by 3x minus 7 is greater than 0. And here 4x minus 3x is what? It is x, 5 plus, it is 12, 5 plus 7 is what? 12, right? X plus 12 divided by 3x minus 7 is less than 0. Okay, now you can find the solution here. The way we call method you can use here. First one is 2 by 7. This is 7 by 3. 2 by 7 you can take here. 7 by 3 you take here. Start with a positive, negative, positive. Just you can use Wevico method. The ratio is greater than 0 is required. Therefore, x belongs to minus infinity to 2 by 7. 2 by 7 is included or not? Yes, included. Union 7 by 3 is not included, right? If denominator will be 0, right? 7 by 3. 7 by 3 is not included, no? 7 by 3 to infinity, open interval, right? So here, start with the number line. So what is the critical point? Minus 12. Here is 7 by 3. Start with the positive, negative, the positive, right? So we need the ratio is less than 0 is required. X belongs to minus 12. Minus 12 is included, right? Minus 12 to 7 by 3 is not included. Okay, let us take this is first one and second one. Take the intersection because that expression is there, no? That is from minus 1 to 1 is there. You have to break the interval, take the intersection. Okay, let me take this one minus infinity to 2 by 7. First you can draw the number line. So the first one is what? Minus infinity to 2 by 7. Minus infinity 2 by 7. 2 by 7 is included or not? Included. And 7 by 3 to infinity. 7 by 3 to infinity. This is not included. Okay, fine. Next is minus 12. Minus 12 to 7 by 3. Minus 12, let us take another color. Minus 12, where it is? Let's take minus 12 here. Okay. Minus 12 here and then 7 by 3 here. 7 by 3 is included or not? 7 by 3 is not included. Minus 12 is included. Now whole expression which is common, student, you can see minus 12 to 2 by 7 is your, you can see minus, so minus 12 to 2 by 7 is your common domain, right? You can see here. So x belongs to minus 12 is included, 2 by 7 is not included. Or included, sorry, included, right? Because here is both endpoints would be included, right? Okay. This is your domain of the first functions, right? Okay. And then you can find the, that is in the form of alpha, beta. Alpha we can find out, beta we can find out. Next you can take the other function, g of x. What is alpha here? Minus 12. What is beta? 2 by 7. Let's say the second one, g of x. What is g of x? Log base 2, 2 minus log base 2, 2 minus 6 times log base 27, 2x plus 5. 2x plus 5. Check it once. Yes, correct. So how to find the domain of this function? You can see here. The first observation, whatever the log function is there, log of input, log of the x should be greater than 0. So therefore 2 minus 6 times log base 27, 2x plus 5 should be greater than 0. Okay, now you can 2 you send to the right. So minus 6 times something is there. Now you have to send to the right side. 2 is greater than 6 times log base 27, 2x plus 5. Clear? So now you have to divide by 6. What will get? 2 by 6 is greater than log base 27, 2x plus 5. Okay, this will be 1 times here, 3 times. So how to rewrite this one? Log base 27, 2x plus 5 is less than 1 by 3. Now we need to find out x here. How to find x? Log base 27 is disturbing. How to remove the log base 27? You have to raise base 27 on both sides. So therefore, if you raise left side, 27 power log base 27 will be 1. So therefore, 2x plus 5 is less than, right, 27 power 1 by 3. So 2x plus 5 is less than, so 27 how to write? 3 cube whole power 1 by 3 we can write. 3 cancel. So 2x plus 5 is less than 3. So 2x is less than 3 minus 5 is what? Minus 2, right? 3 minus 5. Minus 5 you send to the right side. Minus 2. So x is less than minus 1. Right? Clear? G of x here is x is less than minus 1. And one more thing you have to observe that. One more thing, the log base 27 is there. Now input is what? 2x plus 5. So that 2x plus 5 should be greater than 0. Second observation. Okay. So that means 2x is greater than minus 5. X should be greater than minus 5 by 2. You have to remember x should be less than minus 1 and x should be more than minus 5 by 2. So we need these conditions, right? You can see first observation is what? X is so less than minus 1. And then, so minus 5 by 2 means what? Minus 2.5 minus 5 by 2. It should be more than that. Okay. So which is common here? The common thing is x should be belongs to open interval. You can see minus 5 by 2. So minus 5 by 2 2. And then the 1 is not included. Minus 1 is not included. Right? This is your common domain of the g of x. Clear? You can see which is the form is there. Gamma comma delta both will be open interval. This is gamma comma delta. Therefore, gamma will be minus 5 by 2 and delta will be minus 1. Clear? Now what they're asking actually, you can see 7 times alpha plus beta. First you can write it. So 7 times alpha, what is alpha? Minus 12 plus beta is 2 by 7. Okay, fine. Then after that, 4 times gamma plus delta. plus 4 times gamma. Gamma is what? Minus 5 by 2. Delta. Delta is minus 1. Okay, you have to take the modulus, right? That is only they're asking. So what we can do, first you can multiply 7 inside. So how much it will be? Minus 70. So minus 84. So minus 84, right? Yes. Plus 7, 7 cancel. So plus 2. Plus 4 you can multiply. So 4 into minus 5 by 2. Minus, what is that one? Delta is minus 1, no? I have to be very careful. Minus 1. So you can multiply here minus 4, right? Yes. So you can see 1 times here, 2 times. So mod minus 84 plus 2 is what? Mod. So that is minus 82 plus here is a minus 10, right? Minus 10 minus 4 it will be there. So mod minus 82 minus 14 is there. So how much it will be? So 90, 96 mod minus 96, that will be plus 96 your answer. Clear? I hope everyone understand, right? We'll go for the next question. So how to solve this question? F of x equal to 1 by 7 minus sine 5x and define on the real number and the range of the function they're asking. You can see sine 5x is always from minus 1 to 1, right? Sine range is what? Minus 1 to 1 only, no? Okay. If I multiply minus on both sides, 1 is greater than or equal to minus sine 5x is greater than minus 1. You rearrange it, then how to write minus 1 less than sine minus sine 5x is less than 1. So minus sine 5x is falling again minus 1 to 1 only. Okay. So when you multiply negative 1, the inequality will be changed, right? Then after that, you can add 7 on both sides. Okay, if you take 7, 7 minus 1 is 6 less than 7 minus 5 sine 5x, not 5 sine x. 7 minus sine 5x is less than 7, 1, you adds 8. Now we need 1 by 7 minus sine 5x. You take reciprocal. Take reciprocal. What will get? 1 by 6 is greater than 1 by 7 minus 5 sine, not 5 again, I am writing 5 only. So sine 5x is greater than 1 by 8. Clear? So when you multiply the negative number, inequality will be changed. When you take a reciprocal, the inequality will be changed. Then you rearrange it. 1 by 8 is the smallest. 1 by 7 minus sine 5x is less than 1 by 6. This is your f of x. Therefore, y belongs to 1 by 8 to 1 by 6 is your answer. Clear? Okay. We'll go for the next question. Okay. This one, how to do this? The range of the function you can see. Just I will give you the idea. Just you cross multiply. You take this as y. We already discussed this kind of question. You take the y and you cross multiply and make into quadratic equations, and you can use the discriminant and is greater than 0 for real solutions. You can find the range of this. Okay, I think you can do it. So we'll do for the next question. We'll go for the next question. You can see the how to find the domain of this function. So we already discussed that denominator square root is there, always strictly greater than 0, right? The greatest integer function of x square minus 3 times greatest integer function minus 10 should be greater than 0. If it is 0, it's not defined. If it less than 0, it is not a real solution. Let us take greatest integer function is equal to t. Then t squared minus 3 times t minus 10 is greater than 0. So the product is minus 10, the sum is minus 3. Then how to solve this? So 5 into 2 is possible. Correct? Minus 5 plus 2 is possible, right? So minus 10 and minus 5 plus 2 will be minus 3. T square minus 5t plus 2t minus 10 is greater than 0. If I take first two terms, you take minus common. Sorry, t take it out common. T minus 5 plus t you take common. Next two term, t 2 you take common. T minus 5 is greater than 0. Clear? Now the whole expression which is common, t minus 5 into t plus 2 is greater than 0. Now you can use the Wavy-Co method. So here is minus 2 and plus 5, right? These are the critical points. Now you can use the Wavy-Co method. Start with the positive, negative and positive because it is odd powers. So we need the product is greater than 0 is required. Therefore, we have to take x belongs to minus infinity to minus 2. Minus 2 is not included because strictly greater than 0. Union, so 5 to infinity. This is one way we can write. Or you can write x should be less than minus 2. Or x should be 5 2. So you can say that x is greater than 5. Or x should be greater than 5 you can say. Clear? Sorry, x or t is here. Sorry, we have to take t only, right? So t here. So what is t here? T is the greatest integer function. Greatest integer function is less than minus 2 or greatest integer function is greater than 5. Let us discuss this. Greatest integer function, you can see less than minus 2. Less than minus 2 or the greatest integer function, what is it? Greater than 5. Greater than 5. So how to find out the x value here? We already discussed the properties of the greatest integer function. You can see here, you fix the minus 2. If I take x is less than minus 2. Less than minus 2 means let's take minus 3. Minus 3 greatest integer is minus 3. Minus 3 is less than minus 2 or not? Yes. But when you take minus 2 here, minus 1 you take. When you take minus 1.5, minus 1.5 greatest integer function, when you take minus 1.5, the greatest integer function is what? Minus 2. Minus 2 less than minus 2, not possible. You should not take more than minus 2, right? So if I take minus 2, it's not possible. So if I take minus 2.5, it's minus 3, it is less than minus 2. Yes, possible. So you can take x should be less than, you cannot take minus 1.5 also. Minus 1.5, so minus 2 will come. So strictly less than minus 2 will come, right? If a greatest integer function is less than n, then x should be strictly less than n, right? So you can see, otherwise it will not be satisfies the condition. If I take minus 1.5 you take, greatest integer function is minus 2, minus 2 less than minus 2 not possible. If I take less than minus 2 only is possible. Let's take minus 3, greatest integer function minus 3. So minus 3 less than minus 2 is correct. Or you can see here, the greatest integer function is 5 is there, no more than 5. So if I take more than 5, let us take 6 and here less than 5 it's 4 you take. If I take more than 5, let's take 5.5. 5.5 greatest integer is 5. So 5 is greater than 5 are not possible. If I take less than 5, let's take 4.5. 4.5 greatest integer function is what? 4. 4 is greater than 5? No. So what you can do, you have to take from 6, right? If I take 6, 6 is greater than 5. But if you take 5.5, you take no. The greatest integer of 5.5 is what? 5. So 5 is greater than 5 is not possible. Therefore, you have to take from 6. X is greater than 6. Therefore, x belongs to minus infinity to minus 2 open interval union. 6 you have to take, no? So 6 to infinity. This is your domain. Clear? Minus infinity to minus 2 union 6 to infinity is your complete domain of these functions. Okay, I hope everyone understand. So we'll discuss the next set of video in coming days. We'll discuss different types of functions. I will continue this. Okay. So still now we discussed that how to find the domain and the range of the functions for quadratic equations and logarithmic functions and inverse trigonometry functions, sine and cos we discussed, right? And then greatest integer function, modulus function based question we discussed. So we'll continue the next one shot video for more different questions we'll discuss. So thank you everyone. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel and you have to share to your friends. You can find many solutions, so you can easily able to understand the concept within the time duration. Okay, so thank you everyone.